Hello everybody, it's Sephiroth4 for another weekly update. Last week was a thing, wasn't it? Some of us wish it wasn't. I'm not going to get into American politics here, so you don't have to worry if you're one of those people that's sick of everybody talking about it. I've seen a lot of people just don't care, and that's fine. What I did want to say is that this channel is and always has been a place for everybody, and it will remain so. Um, I've always had my mission of this channel being just to make people smile and be happy, and I don't discriminate for that based on, age or race or gender or religion, any of that stuff. So feel free to keep watching. Not gonna not gonna bring anything into my commentary, so don't worry about that. Um, yeah, no matter who you voted for, just remember, or if you didn't vote, or if you couldn't vote, or if it's not your country, just remember, just because someone has a different opinion than you does not mean that they're bad people. And that's something that's really, really important. That's something that I always try to stress. I talked about on a weekly update a while back, a few months ago at least, maybe over a year. So for those of you who are new here, this is a new topic. There's a Jewish principle called judging people on the side of merit. Dan lekav zchut in Hebrew. Judge, like, a kav is like the one of the halves of a scale. Zchut is merit. So dan is judging people on the meritorious side, meaning that when you're in a situation or you're meeting someone for the first time or just anything, any part of life, and you have a choice between assuming that something is someone has good intentions or bad intentions, or something good is going to happen or something bad is going to happen, try to err on the side of it being good. And that lesson isn't about being a fool, because if you see that something is going to be bad, it doesn't mean that you should just blindly go in saying, no, I refuse to see the truth. But the idea is that your concept of the truth should not be, you should try to get past your own personal prejudices and word isn't coming to me, your own personal prejudices, to see that maybe there is a good side to this, or the people that you're dealing with are not as bad as it seems. And this is very important because something that's happened over the past year and a half especially, and over the past many years, this is the this is going to be the 5th president I've lived through. Sun still rises every day, don't worry, but there's been a lot of hate, and it's something that hurts me because, as I've said in the past, my mission generally is to make people happy, is to make people smile, is to make people forget about the bad parts of their life, and that's been very hard lately. And one of the things that I've seen is just an attitude from a lot of people of differing opinions, politically and socially and whatever. So don't think that you're exempt from this just because you're on the right side of things. The correct side, I should say. The correct side, left side, whatever. A lot of people refuse to accept people with other opinions as also being able to be good people. And I guarantee that most of the people that you run into on the street, if you get hit by a car, they're going to call 911. If you start having trouble breathing, they're going to call 911. Maybe someone is going to be an EMT. They're going to try to resuscitate you or something. These people aren't not everybody that you meet is out to get you. And that's really important because it's something that's been hammered into us again and again and again, especially by things like the media. And I'm sure that you're all tired of hearing the media this and the media that. But it's something that we see. The media likes to handpick stories that will get clicks or views or whatever. So we see the worst of society. But the truth is that people are, I believe, honestly believe, and maybe I'm being foolish, but I honestly believe people are inherently good. There's a lot of bad people out there, but there's also a lot of good people out there. And it's up to us to give those people a chance so that A, they stay good, and B, they have a reason to be good to us. Because if we're nice to each other, then there's going to be understanding, and when there's understanding, there's no hate. Even if people think differently than us, as long as there's some form of understanding or some form of mutual tolerance at least, then there's going to be some form of peace. And that's not going to happen unless everybody, including you out there, you, right, you, has an attitude of not looking for the worst in people. And it's very hard, and it's not something that it's a lot easier said than done, essentially, especially if you've had a hard life. And I know that a lot of people I know have had bad lives. They've been discriminated against. They've had just kicked when they're down by just everything in their life, either health or school or work or family. Terrible things that people have told me about. But you should never let that stop you from being the good person that you are. And you should always just strive to get that understanding, that judging people on the side of merit, that I know that you have it in you to do. Just, try at least to, when you see a situation, when you see somebody say something that could be interpreted, don't automatically assume that they're out to get you. Don't automatically assume they're out to get other people. Try to understand where they come from first, and then judge for yourself. If you still think that they're out to get people, then, maybe they are. Not everybody is good, but it's really important. And it's always been really important, and it's something I've tried to say a lot, that we have to maintain this idea of not attacking each other just because their ideas are different than you. And it's very hard to do sometimes. And sometimes people say things that make you really angry. But it's life. Life isn't about sheltering yourself and, only hearing things that are correct. Life is about getting out and being part of a community. And sometimes there are people in the community that think differently than you, and that's okay. And it doesn't make them inherently evil. And it's very important, very, very important for you to know that. And as I said, I make it a personal mission of mine, and those of you who know me for a few years see that some of you have put that to the test multiple times. But I've never gotten actually angry at people for thinking differently than me, because I understand that the people I know are different people than me. Surprise! And they think differently, and they come from different lives, and they have different wants and needs than me, and that's fine. I don't want everybody to be the same as me. They wouldn't have great lives. But I still know that these people care for me, and they're still my friends. They would still do and have done amazing things for me, and I want you guys to know that there are people out there, probably a lot of people, that would do the same for you, that even if they think differently than you, when it comes down to the polls or different important issues, they will vote differently than you and maybe even argue very vehemently against you. But that does not mean that they are out to get you, and that does not mean that they hate you. And it's something that people forget, and I hope that you can keep that in mind going forward into the next year and next few years and the rest of your life, because that's something that's especially important to me, and it's important in general, just to make sure that you don't destroy aspects of your own self out of hate that may or may not be warranted. Like I said, I'm not telling you to be a fool. I'm just telling you to think, and don't assume that people are inherently evil. So yeah, I'm sorry if that got you bit down, but it's something that I felt needed to be said, and it's very hard to put into like a tweet or a twit longer or whatever. It's a lot easier for me to just speak out in a video from the heart like that. So, weekly update. Hi. If you're still watching, thank you. Thank you very much for listening, by the way, because the past few days have been extremely depressive for me, not because of the results necessarily, but because I just saw people absolutely lose their minds and just start ripping everybody apart, pointing fingers and calling names and labeling everyone and everything that thinks differently than them as evil. And it's not good. It's toxic. But moving past that for now, please, if you get one thing out of this, just please don't assume people are evil for thinking differently than you. Do it for me. If you're not going to do it for anyone else, do it for me. Please? I think I have that much enough respect from you for you to at least try. But anyway, I have up to episode 10 of The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons recorded. I am having so much fun with that game. Oh my gosh, this is like, I don't know, like the 20th time I'm playing through this game. I played it a lot on my Game Boy Color. I still have the original Game Boy Color cartridge. I talked about that. Then I bought it on my 3DS Virtual Console. Obviously, this is not my recording 3DS, but I bought both games when they first came out on the Virtual Console, and I played through both of them, and it was fantastic. And now I'm playing through on my recording 3DS, so I had to buy another copy because Nintendo doesn't let you have a unified system over several physical systems, unlike PlayStation, where like the PSN is all one thing that you can connect to multiple systems. But that doesn't matter. And it's great. I love playing this game so much, and the Virtual Console version is amazing because A, you have save states, and B, the way that the Game Boy Color Virtual Console version is you can get out of a game, like suspend it, go to the home screen, get out of the game, go to another game, and then start it up, and it doesn't restart from wherever. It just reloads whatever state it was in. So, if you're paused or in the middle of a battle, whatever, it's not going to like go back to the home screen. So later, when we're going to be getting to the password stuff, I'll just be able to go back and forth between games like right away without having to write down stuff in the middle, because I don't like writing down passwords from these games, especially Golden Sun. Oh Lord, Golden Sun. I hope that works well on the Wii U whenever I let's play that game, because the passwords there suck. But yeah, the passwords here are shorter compared to that, but it's just easy to just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and yeah, they did a good job porting it to the, aside from one gripe, which I talked about in the first episode, is that since it's the Virtual Console of the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance store isn't open there, so we can't get the Gacha Seed and the rings from that. I mean, one of the rings is like a GBA ring, and another ring, I don't even remember what it is. I don't know, it's somewhere in here. By the way, Nintendo Power Guidebook from like when this game first came out. If that's not nostalgic for you, I don't know what is. I mean, man, look at that. That's the other game, Dovey. Yeah, I know it is. Thank you very much for telling me. Thank you. But yeah, I use this as like just a general like map and things like that in order to be able to tell what to do, or where to go at least. It should be somewhere around here. Password linked events and mini games, and no, it doesn't have it over here. Let's see. There is. Yeah, 64 rings. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. There we go. GBA Naturing. So what is the other one? I guess the other one's just a random ring. Okay, cool. But anyway, yeah. Surprise! I use guides to help me along with these games. I don't just cook things up myself. I'm sorry. I mean, if I have the guide ready, I may as well use it. And the Ages and Seasons guide is pretty nice. I mean, it's got... Problem is that the map that they use... Spoilers for this game if you haven't seen it, turn away for a moment. So like the world map, the grids that they have aren't the game grids. It's their own personal grid system. And which means that I have to, like, the annotations at the end of the video, I have to do all myself and count everything, but that's okay. But yeah, they just have complete maps of everything, and that's really important for this game. Just be able to, because like most of the stuff in this game is you have to be able to look and see what different things you'll be able to do. But yeah, I'm very excited to do this game, like to do this Let's Play, and that's great because some Let's Plays you're like, eh, and some Let's Plays are like, let's get through it. Like, I was excited to do Splatoon, but like as it was going on and people stopped caring, it's just like, eh. But I'm not gonna lose it for Seasons and Ages because those games are very special to me. Let's see. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything else to show you. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Versus and Majora's Mask 3D Let's Play are both going on the Sephiroth. Shovel Knight's going on Much Games Guides. Health. So last week I got another scan to see how the radiation I got about a month back did. A little over a month. 6 weeks. And it looks stable, which is good because the last time I had gotten a scan before deciding to do the radiation, it looked like there was a bit of growth. There was new areas that showed up. So those areas have not grown. In fact, he says they may look a little dimmer. The way that my particular cancer works is that the areas that appear, even when they're dead, they still show up on the scan that I got. Just because even when they're dead, they still uptake the dye that is injected for whatever reason, but it could still be dead. The biopsy that they did several months ago, which they wanted to do genetic testing on in order to maybe try to find some sort of non-chemotherapy drug that would attack, or no, it's still chemotherapy, but volatile drug to attack the genes, because gene therapy is, or gene related chemo is a big thing now, and it's really cool. There's a lot of advances to cancer research going on. It's crazy, guys. Being somebody that's like actually involved with it, with a doctor who is the leading doctor in the world for your specific thing, which is very lucky. It's really cool to see the advances that they're making. They're like, yeah, like, they weren't talking about these things when I started 3 years ago, but now they're like, oh yeah, we just have this new thing that we're doing now. It's crazy. But yeah, so the biopsy that they did, they weren't actually able to get any viable cancer cells out to test. All the area that they took out from the sites that showed up were dead, or had just not enough living anything to, and they said that they tried every trick in the book to try to extract something, but no. So that's really cool. I'm still going to be getting more radiation treatment after the week after Thanksgiving, and we'll see from there. But in the meantime, I have this week and next week off, which is really nice because I'll be working on Zelda. I'm going to try to finish up something. I'm either going to try to finish up World of Final Fantasy or Paper Mario Color Splash, which are both big games that both have amazing writing. World of Final Fantasy is just, a giant thing of fan service, which I love. They had a Mako reactor segment that was like shot for shot type of thing in some places with the first reactor mission in FF7, or like it had the same feel. The background even looked like the same pre-rendered background. It was so good. They got the music right. It was like it was an arranged track of the Mako reactor theme, and it was so good. And also the writing in that game is great. They break the fourth wall a bunch, which I love in games, but not too much as to make it annoying. But the characters just go back and forth. There's puns, there's wordplay. They have voice actors for everybody, and they have the right voice actors for everybody. Like Riku is Tara Strong and things like that. So, yeah, it's great. It's really good. You even got Crispin Freeman in there. He doesn't play Rude, but he plays characters that sound exactly like Togusa from Ghost in the Shell. Did you know that Crispin Freeman voices Winston from Overwatch? So, like, Rude from Final Fantasy VII and Winston and Togusa from Ghost in the Shell, all the same characters. He also voiced Itachi from Naruto. So yeah, Itachi is a monkey. You heard it here first. Technically, he's an ape. He's an ape. But yeah, so it's really good. And Paper Mario Color Splash is the same thing. There's certain aspects of the battle system that annoy me, but I get stressed out with the card management system, but it gives you way too much money. I have maxed out the 9,999 coins after a few hours in the game, so I could just buy anything I want now. Because the shop keeps itself really, really expanded and updated, and you can visit it just about any time. The bosses are, once again, a bit gimmicky, but it lets you know what to expect. So, and it also gives you an option to like run away and stuff. It's nice, but it's good. It's a much more fair game, I would actually have to say, than Sticker Star was, and I love it. I'm so happy. I wanted to give it a chance, and I did, and I'm happy that I did. So this week, Pokemon Sun and Moon come out. That's why I wanted to finish them, because Friday is Pokemon time, and also a free weekend for Overwatch. And next week is going to be Final Fantasy 15, so you're not going to see me for a while. It's annoying. I'm getting Final Fantasy 15 and then immediately going right into the radiation. So I'm going to have to wait till I come home to actually play it. Oh well. But yeah, so exciting things are bound. I don't have anything to show you this week. I didn't get anything new, I'm sorry. I'm getting a new phone though. I'm actually moving into the smartphone era. So yeah, right now my phone is one of these babies with a little keyboard and everything. No internet, nothing like that. But yeah, I'm getting a smartphone and data plan and all that. So I can finally play Pokemon Go. Yay! But yeah. That's about it. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you all very much for your support. Thank you very much for watching the videos and leaving the comments. I put the comment questions in the comment sections now as opposed to video description, because I've been told that people look there more than the description, so we'll see. And yeah. And thank you for turning off ad block, watching those ads and all that. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. And remember, life still goes on. Your life is still going on. And always just try to judge people fairly and not based on their ideas. Based on what they actually do, maybe. Just try to err on the side of merit. That's all I ask. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Sephiroth with the weekly update. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.